My name is Tracy, and I'm here today with some inconvenient truths and uncomfortable facts, or uncomfortable facts and inconvenient truths, um, on this Groundhog Day, which we all feel like we've been through since March 16, 2020, and here in Canada. And according to this, the Groundhog prediction today, spring is going to hit somewhere around March 16th, 2022. 2 years to the day almost of first lockdown, Canada, yada yada. And as we sit here, or as I sat here this morning, watching YouTube news and views about the Freedom Rally, about these so-called oppressed truckers having to abide by certain rules to ensure that germs don't get, viruses don't get spread too far. Yeah, they are so oppressed, they can drive cross country in their trucks. They can block border crossings and chase down the cops. You really oppressed people tend to dig tunnels to get out of the countries or the places that are oppressing them, or generally they're trying to escape. You know, whether it's war or oppression. Take a look at Nazi Germany, you take a look at Gaza, you take a look at Uyghurs, everybody, Syria, they're all trying to escape this war and this horror and this oppression of either their politics or their religion or something else. You are not oppressed if you can drive across country in your truck and block up roads for an entire week and say you are doing this for our freedoms. No, you're not. You are not oppressed. More than 70% of both the USA and Canada have gone and followed the rules. And literally, it doesn't matter if you had every trucker, all 150,000 of them that belonged to the Canadian Trucking Alliance, do this on the roads. Well, number one, they wouldn't, because the Trucking Alliance, Canadian Trucking Alliance, most of those guys are still now stuck at the border because they can't do their jobs because the so-called oppressed truckers are having a freedom rally. You see on the news, or at least again, YouTube, running down the tractors, farmers on tractors, chasing down one protester who wants to leave because A, he can't afford the fine, B, he doesn't want to be arrested for protesting. And it's not about him being arrested for protesting. He would be arrested for blocking infrastructure. Protesting is fine. We have rights to do that. But there are consequences should you obstruct the law while protesting, or should you obstruct the business of the country or the city or whatever by protesting. So as he's the ones trying to leave, there's farmers desperately trying to save the day. You can't leave, it's protest, we're oppressed, you must stand with your brothers. No, you see, because again, more than 70% of the truckers out there in Canada and the USA are just trying to work for their family, have followed the rules to benefit their family, their work, their commitments to society or their family. At some point, that's not working anymore. You're not doing it for them. You're certainly not patriotic, waving your upside down Canadian flag, or having your supporters maybe chopping off the heads of a statue of Queen Victoria and then still call yourself a patriot, because without empire, without Queen Victoria, there is no Canadian flag. So you fly it upside down, and most of us are just expecting some maple syrup out of the deal. But it's still and fly it for the Confederate flag. Confederate flag doesn't even belong in Canada. And if we have gotten a Confederate flag and USA flags up here, how many of the people in our so-called freedom rally are actually Canadian, or even Canadian truckers? So yeah, inconvenient truths, unfortunate facts, whichever way you look at it. You're not fighting for anybody's freedom, and you're not oppressed. You wouldn't know oppressed if it came. I mean, really, if you were oppressed, Trudeau and everybody, and even Jason Kenney and them, would have brought in the guards, they would have brought in the tanks, they would have shot guns at you, and none of you would have got out alive. That's what happens under Nazi rule. Since that hasn't happened, and it's most likely unlikely to happen, I hope, bearing in mind that if it does happen, it is not the government that has done this to you. It would be you who have done it to the rest of us. Because without you and your protest, without blocking our infrastructure and all the anger that goes with it, yeah, you've been peaceful, but not that peaceful. Over and out. Happy Groundhog Day. See you later. Subscribe.